Okay, here with our buddy Jason, who owns this beautiful rock crawler behind me. There he goes. Got him. We're gonna kind of do a quick walk around, and he's gonna tell us a little bit how he's built it and what he's got into it. So Jason, what year was this originally?
Well, the frame and tub are a 90 Wrangler. Pulled it out of a junkyard, and then the hood and grill obviously is from a CJ, which was actually my original 73 CJ5.
Okay.
So
CJ5 original.
Yeah, from the front forward, yes.
So when it started.
Right.
So now you're running 1-ton axles.
Right, GM, so 14 bolt and a 60 front. 538 gears, Detroit's front and rear.
Okay, so you're fully locked all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got a Yukon manual hub?
Yeah, Yukon hubs. I think we've got 35 spline shafts on that, upgraded too, because they're 30 standard from the GM, at least on the outers.
Okay. And then you're running a full hydraulic.
Yep,
PSC ram.
Full hydraulic.
And you need that to run these giant 42-inch.
Yeah, it was getting tough to turn with the full-time lockers, the Detroits and the 42s. I had kind of a home-built hydraulic assist on there, and it just wasn't enough to turn it anymore.
Yeah. You got the ORI shocks here.
14-inch travel ORIs front and back. Really like those. It was nice because it was a lot easier to package, they say, than coils or coilovers. I didn't have to have the limit straps and bump stops and sway bars, so it was easier because I left this full frame, and if I'd have done a front half or a back half kit, it would have made packaging anything else easier. But
it's kind of a one-stop package then.
Yeah,
this
was easier. Yeah, it all fit in there a lot easier.
And what are you running for power plant?
It's just a 5.3 LS out of I think a 2001 Suburban. I didn't do anything other than just tune it for the lack of emissions. There's no power adders or anything that way.
Yeah, but you got plenty of power.
Yeah, it's plenty for this Jeep. Yeah.
And these actually go up into the tub, right?
Right. That was to try to keep as low center of gravity as I could.
And your fuel tank is in the rear?
Yeah, fuel cell in the rear. I think a 17-gallon.
And you got a truss?
Truss, 14 volt. Yeah, the bottom is shaved, so I get better ground clearance than a standard 14 volt. Keep it from hanging up a little bit more.
Nice. I
run an Atlas 4-speed transfer case because I went with a 4-speed because I still run a manual transmission. It's a T18 transmission with the granny low first gear, and it'd sure be easier if I'd go to automatic, but I wouldn't know what to do without 3 pedals in there. That's the way I wheeled it for so long.
Yep.
So I went with a 4-speed Atlas that has a 2.7 and a 3.8. And then you can run those together, which is 10 point something to 1, and I really never use that gear.
With that Atlas, 4-gear Atlas, like you're grabbing gears, like you'll be up on a big obstacle and back off it, adjust it a little bit, and just crawl through stuff.
Yeah, probably the most difficult part is finding the right gear to be in.
Yeah, you got a lot of options.
A lot of options.
You also got a 4-link rear.
Right? Yep, dual triangulated 4-link rear.
Yeah, so this thing can just twist up. We got a lot of great videos of Jason that we'll link it to. Holy cow. Don't think I'll be taking that line. yeah, that's Jason and his amazing orange Jeep.
Or money pit, whatever you want to refer to it as. But it's fun. So there we go.